During my first weeks, when I was overwhelmed by being in Rome, where which was going to be my home for 5 years to conclude my studies for the priesthood, of course, overwhelmed by the beauty of the artwork in the churches, especially those where the Franciscans had made an impact. And yet, one of the first impressive monuments that I saw was not one of the basilicas, it was a jail that, and its two most famous inmates were Peter and Paul. They would either be there together, or one would leave and another would come in. It was almost a series of comedies, I'm sure, for the jailers and for anyone else. But there was something else that I saw there, a structure there, and it was at one point, it was a large font of water, and that was where they would baptize their fellow prisoners and the guards who were repentant, who knew that they were doing something wrong. So right there, not a tomb and not a jail cell can contain the power of Christ. The power of Christ is going to enter, whether we're ready for it or not, whether we want to see it or not. It's going to come in. So you have just been served notice. We have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. That light of Christ. Remember when it was lit from the fire and it began to overwhelm the darkness until there was light, until there was joy, until there was peace. That's that light that is referred to today by John that came into the world. People prefer darkness to light, yes, and unfortunately, they still do. But even that light will one day also come through to them, and they will come to truly appreciate the fact that Jesus did not leave them behind, did not let them stay behind in their sins to die that way. The worst death that could ever happen to any of us is a spiritual death, because we choose it. We choose to shut God out of our life, think that we can do a lot better, that we deserve better, etc., etc. Well, that won't work. As Jesus says in another occasion, without me you can do nothing. Those are words to his apostles and to us. Without me, it is not you who chose me, I who chose you to go and bear fruit. Fruit that will last. Fruit that will bring the light to so many. And so many, we know, need that. We all know what happens when it is dark. Even when it is cloudy, short of rain or snow. It affects our mood, doesn't it? We don't feel happy. We don't feel joyful. Imagine that inside of a person feeling that dark as night, or from a cold, cloudy day, short of snowing or raining. We pray that anyone in that situation, that light of Christ is going to penetrate that darkness. Because in another occasion, as we hear, one of my favorites from Ezekiel, definitely linked to the Easter story, I will break their hearts of stone and give them natural hearts. So truly, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The light of Christ is alive and with us.